Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, Head Currency Analyst. In this video I'm going to take you through the Forex market outlook. I'm going to go through some currency strength and weakness and some key levels just to watch this week on a couple of different pairs. So obviously bank holiday here in the UK, so it's coming a little bit later than usual, so we're going to see the data from today. I've left it until the US dollar has kind of opened and settled a little bit, or the US session I should say has opened and settled a little bit, and then we'll go through from there. So first of all, with the currency strength meter, these are the kind of numbers that we're looking at. Now last week we didn't really have anything at extremes, which made it kind of difficult to point out really what the market was going to do, just because we didn't really have much information and I was looking for some extremes to happen. Now the only one we have at an extreme at the moment is the US dollar, which is this red dot just through here. Now that's at a -5 stage. Now we have seen recently from the US dollar a lot of strength, especially on the Friday, coming to the market. No real changes of complete trends just yet, because the rule for me on changes of trends are a couple of candlesticks. So it's still looking a little bit on the sell side of things, or a little bit on the weaker side of things. However, with this combined with that seasonal data that we've looked at recently, we could still see a couple of swing trading or day trading opportunities to potentially buy the US dollar, and we're going to have a look at it especially against the euro, and we're going to look at it against the pound. Now one market I do not want to buy it against is the Canadian dollar, and we'll also go through that in a little bit, because the Canadian dollar has been quite strong, and the reason why that's been strong is just basically because the Bank of Canada have held a more hawkish tone on their economy, and it was quite unexpected, considering that usually the central banks tend to follow the US central bank. So when the US tend to talk about hiking rates or lowering rates, the other central banks tend to kind of follow off of the back of that. But obviously seeing this new dynamic at the moment, and Canada's economy seems to be on the side of performing well from the Bank of Canada's point of view. So we take that into consideration, the green line, which is the Canadian dollar, has rallied quite significantly and changed trend across a lot of currencies. So we should see some dollar CAD potential further downside. Now, before we head on into the charts here, I do also want to just take a look at some retail sentiment. I've actually highlighted dollar CAD here, because if what I kind of look at, especially when I look at this retail sentiment, I want to look at what are retail traders involved with, what markets are they looking to get in on. And if we look at the open interest on dollar CAD, it's at 20%. Now that's quite considerable, considering that what's been happening on dollar CAD recently. And what it's telling me is that 50% of retail traders are currently holding long positions, or over the last week they've increased their positions by 50%, and they've decreased their short positions by 36%. So that means retail are really heavily long dollar CAD at the moment. And if we actually go and dive into that chart first, we can see that dollar CAD has broken to the downside and has been quite bearish recently. So if anything, you wouldn't really want to be on the buy side of this just yet, because retail are heavily long in this market. Now, does that mean that price won't pull back? No, it doesn't. All it means is that price or trend is more likely going to continue to the downside, and the area which I'm considering looking for further short opportunities is back up in and around this area, and the level of interest is around about 123.95. Or if we wanted to round it up to a psychological level, we could look at 124, and the reason being is because recently we've had this kind of consolidation in here, and the market basically just kind of consolidated, ranged, moved sideways, then broke aggressively to the downside. So what I would be looking for on dollar CAD is, if price was to climb a little bit and head back to 123.95, we could see some sellers re-enter the market around about this level. So that's a key level just to keep your eye on dollar CAD. Now going on to Euro US dollar, there are two levels that I really particularly like, and the first level that I really like is all the way back up here at 121.17. The reason why I like this level so much is because the market basically turned aggressively here. It consolidated, it built some orders, and then it moved aggressively to the downside. So if anything, if price was to get back to this 121.17, this would be my most ideal area I would like to see sellers re-enter the market at. So I'll be watching 121.17 as a potential position. However, we also do have this level down here at 1.20699, which is basically the most traded level within this previous consolidation through here. Now price blew straight past it recently, but is now retesting it and kind of finding a bit of resistance here. So if we were to see a lower time frame change in trend, we could also look for a potential opportunity to get short here as well. However, I do prefer looking for the 121.17. That would be my most ideal level to get short because of the aggressive selling nature that we saw from that area recently. So again, two levels to watch on Euro US dollar, keep those in mind. Finally, I'm going to end on the pound. Now, we actually shorted the pound last week in and around here. We banked that when price came back down into these structure lows through here. The market is now reversed a little bit. However, again, very much like Euro US dollar, the market consolidated in and around this level recently. And this is another level that I would like to potentially look at on pound US dollar, because pound can perform pretty badly for the month of May, and the dollar typically performs well. So if we do start seeing a little bit of bearishness coming into the market, I would expect a potential opportunity to form around about 139.44. And again, 139.44 is the most traded level within this recent consolidation. So if price was to reach this area, I'd be looking on the lower time frames to potentially look for those key changes in trend patterns like double top patterns, head and shoulders patterns, anything like that to suggest that we are going to see a reversal here, and we can look for potential short opportunities on this one as well. So on pound US dollar, 139.44 is going to be the level of interest for me. We'll go through a few more charts this week, so hit that notification bell. If you want to see any charts in particular or want to see me chat about anything else, drop a comment in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and I'll speak to you soon, guys. Have a great week.